Welcome back, everyone, to another episode. Today, we are speaking with Genesis Vaquero. Genesis is a social media marketing specialist, a youth speaker, and community servant leader that is eager to make a difference in the world. Genesis, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Enrique. I appreciate you having me here today.
Well, folks, today we will be speaking about social presence unlocked, navigating social media for young professionals. And before we get into that conversation, Genesis, tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you again for having me here. So, I am a social media coordinator at Cali Ray's LED. I love doing what I'm doing, and it's just helping elevate brands from small to medium sized businesses. As he said, I also do public speaking. I focus on youth ages 15 to 26 in leadership development in hopes to make the students of today the leaders of tomorrow.
Outstanding. And I'm so proud of you and your work
Thank you.
there. I know that you were looking forward to working in this field and you finally got there, and I applaud your effort. Now, when we're talking about social media, there is so much information.
Yes.
One of those things that people really want to know is, hey, where do I invest my energy in? So, what platforms should I focus on to build my personal brand?
Yeah, it really depends. That's a great question on your target audience. So, for an example, Gen Z, my generation itself, we're on YouTube the most from studies. Millennials are on Facebook the most. So, end of the day, you have to do your research. You have to know where your ideal demographic is. If not, you're just wasting your time. So, do that research, create a persona, and really target that specific person to where they are and what platforms they use most.
And once I get that platform ironed out and do that research, and folks, it's going to take some time for you to find out where your target audience is.
Yeah.
It's not going to be overnight. You
Nope.
got to do some research and find your niche, find your area, right? I love LinkedIn. That's why I stay. And there's a reason for that, right? It's because it's business minded folks, and you get a lot of connection and networks there. But as I'm building out where I'm going to land, how do I create engaging content that resonates with my audience?
Another great question. So, to create engaging content, what you have to do is be educational. And at the same time of being educational, you have to also be entertaining, right? You can't just be stagnant. You have to have a personality. Your brand has to mean something, and you have to show your audience that. Be very transparent. The most transparent companies do the best. Give your customer, give your ideal client a behind the scenes of a day to day basis. Give them sneak peeks. Another way to really boost engagement is freebies, giveaways. Everybody loves free stuff. So do those frequently, and just keep being informative. Keep giving away free little stuff every now and then to your customers and clients, and also be fully transparent with them so you could build trust and credibility.
All right. So I got my platform. I know who I'm speaking to. My content is engaging. I'm doing all of that. Everybody's either after the network, the followers, the connections, the jobs, the leads, you name it. And I get all the time, hey, I could grow you this and I
Yeah.
could grow you that. And if you pay me this, I'll get you 5,000, 10,000, 1,000. There's just so many offers
Yeah.
when it comes to followers and your network. So, what are the best practices for growing my followers organically?
I would say, in terms of organically engage with your audience by reaching out, going the extra mile. Just don't let their reviews sit there or their comments sit there. Like, DM them, go into their inbox, email them, and tell them how much you appreciate them. Send them a gift. Have a conversation with them and say, hey, like, you're saying we're doing really good. We appreciate the review, but where can we improve? Where's the constructive feedback so we could do good in the future and better, not just for you, but our future clients? So really take that time to build relationships with the client. Just don't let the comments sit in the inbox. Take action and go ahead and make time for that. It's very important.
Yeah, creating a network base is an effort, right? The other
Yes.
day, I was talking to somebody and I said the second word in network is work. It's not
Yep.
easy, right? And if you want organic growth, that means you have to till the ground. And so
Yeah.
you got to get your hands dirty.
You do.
One of the things that I do for those that are listening is if I see a post that I commented on and people go and like that and heart it and all that, it's not my post, but they liked my comment enough to get on there and like it. So I go back and I look and say, okay, I send them a personal note and say, hey, thank you for taking the time to like my comment on such and such's post. I really appreciate it.
I love that.
And every one of them connects, every one of them. So it takes some work, it takes some strategy, but you could do it. And I encourage you all to explore those ways. Now, organic growth is one thing, network is another, right?
It
Because
is.
that's beyond. How can I effectively network and engage with industry professionals while I'm doing all of that organic growth?
Yeah, as we're talking about LinkedIn, LinkedIn is, I would say, in my opinion, and I know Enrique can agree, the biggest networking platform that we, from our experience, have seen actually works. So definitely leverage LinkedIn, use it. Like he said, do the personal messages. Don't just click the button and say connect. Like actually go in there, send them a personalized invite, and explain why you want to connect, what you have in common, what value you bring to the table. Another way to network is the old fashioned way, which unfortunately I have to call it that way because it doesn't happen as often. And it's whether you're at the cafe, you're the airport, any public place, grocery store, talk to people, start a conversation because that can lead to a business partner, a friendship, or a mentorship. And you never know where it can lead.
Absolutely. Now, I often use this, and it's probably my secret weapon, so y'all better watch out.
Uh
And and it's everybody on LinkedIn especially, or even on any other social media platform, they like to let people know that something happened.
Yeah.
Right? I got a new job. I got married. I had a first kid. You know, they like to tell people something they like to celebrate of. When you're talking about the professional side, it usually is tied with a promotion or switching a job or things like that. What I do is when I see those, if it's somebody that I've been following and wanted to connect with, I'll take my phone and do a video and say, hey, I just saw the post on your promotion to so and so. Congratulations. I'm rooting for you. Success to you, you know, like I say on my show. And you won't believe the comments I get. Oh my goodness. Wow. Whoa, I've never had that before. And
Yeah,
so all it takes is 5 to 15 seconds,
exactly.
and you have the tool in your hand anyway. So
Yeah.
for those that are out there, you want to connect professionally to those that are up in
Mhm.
the higher suite, you might want to try the video. It works.
I
Now,
bet.
as we're going through all these things of connecting and organic growth and network and what platform I need to go into to concentrate my efforts, how do I measure the success of all of that? Because there's a lot of tools that you could do that, but how do I measure the success of my social media efforts?
Yeah, you really have to gain clarity, which doesn't come overnight, just like, building a brand and really strengthening that business in terms of the content creation and all the marketing aspects, but really hone into your key performance indicators. Set indicators that hold you to an expectation or standard of things that need to be met. Essentially, goals, right? And quarterly, yearly, look at them, analyze, are you on the right track? Are you on the right path? And if you're not and you're going away from the path, how can you get back together to where you need to be to reach your end goal? So really analyze what your goals are. Like you said before, Enrique, for people, it could be sales, it could be followers. It really depends. You have to hone in and gain that clarity. If not, you're just as good as being lost in the woods. And we don't want that. So have that clarity because clarity is
There's a saying in network: if you're not in the picture, you weren't there,
power.
right?
Exactly. There you go.
And if the numbers aren't there for you,
Yeah,
you weren't doing the work, and so you have to track these things.
exactly. You do.
It is part of the overall strategy of networking and using social media. But if you can't track it and you can't measure it, you're wasting your time. You have to do that. So good
Absolutely.
point there. Now we've gone through all these things about social media, and probably right now someone's saying, "Well, I need to talk to Genesis a little more about that thing." So, what do you have coming up? Number one, and how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so what I have coming up is actually working on projects with the Leadership Crucible Foundation. Enrique is actually on the board with me, which is amazing. And there's a lot of like minded people that really want to help solve the leadership crisis. And we're focusing on youth right now and doing a lot of big things that will come up on LinkedIn and you'll see it in on our website. So stay updated. In terms of getting a hold of me, please email me, write me. I will get back to you. I don't use bots. I don't believe in bots. I like to talk to person and have that interpersonal connection. So definitely go to Genesis vmarketing at gmail.com and you can reach me anytime you need
Well, great, folks. We will have that as part of the show notes and video, so you can get a hold of Genesis and what she's doing. And I just want to remind everybody that today's episode is sponsored by Fantail Services and Superpass, which are powering our website and app, Southern Sweet and Sassy Coffee, The Outlier Project, and Duco. And if you enjoyed this episode and learned something interesting about the topic covered today, make sure to subscribe and let us know by leaving a comment. And we're always looking for new ideas and guests that we can add to our show. So if you know someone or have a topic that you would like featured on the podcast or want to sponsor our show, let us know by leaving us an email at triadleadershipsolutions at gmail.com. And this podcast is brought to you by StreamYard, a browser based tool that lets you live stream to any platform and record podcasts in studio quality and even host webinars. It's built for creators like me to make our job way easier, and we use it to record this podcast. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode where we dissect leadership from another angle. And as we like to end the show, success to you.
something. Success to you.